Gosh, I hate having to do this, but we have got to get it done. Uh, Today, it's really important to talk about this, okay? There are a lot of people out there telling you about gang stalking. They go off into left field, and there's nothing related to gang stalking. There, there are so many different ideas, and I think I made another video about this. There are there are some crazy far-fetched ideas out there, and I think there are even some reputable sources, but they are misleading you just like mainstream media. Now, if I take YouTube and I come home and I decide I'm going to watch TV, just like you would flip through any channel, or just like before we had YouTube, you would flip through a channel and flip through stations and you would pick a channel that you would want to watch. When I flip through YouTube, I will select things. I hardly watch any of it anymore. It is bullshit. Most everybody on there, bullshit. Nobody is really tackling things that are actually happening. The only people who you're going to see telling you the truth right now are probably the TIs, because this is the realm, this is the reality of what we're living in. Most YouTubers, although they may mean well, there's a lot of crap. And let me tell you this, there are these psyops groups who are, twisting gang stalking and, terrorism and, stalking and harassing uh, normal average citizens, because these people, in one way or another, whether the family members hated them, their spouse hated them, they discovered a personality disorder of somebody who didn't like that, they are thrown into this program. Okay. And everybody is trying to conceal this program for the sake of a country. Now, I don't have anything against the country, but the fact that everybody is stuck in a cult culture here. It, People are being cult programmed through this plaid patterning crap and this, weird junk. We don't live under a flag. We live under a God. That's what we live under. And anybody else who's going to try to tell me differently, whether they're wearing their flags or waving their flags when they're driving their truck, that is a symbol. That's all it is a symbol. Just like the color t-shirt that you're wearing, especially if you're doing it with a specific purpose. Now, let's talk a little bit about that. So, this wasn't even on my list today, but if you are dressing, and I find this weird with females. I was watching this tarot card reader, which is on the list today of something we're going to talk about, these tarot card readers on YouTube. Now, I've seen this beautiful young woman, and she has got to have like those Disney created eyes. Like, she almost looks not completely human. I mean, she's absolutely gorgeous with these big, like, eh, you know, cartoon created eyeballs. Yet, when I see her doing these tarot cards, wearing this black shirt, I'm like, black. I'm like, why are you, like, your aura should not be black. It should be colorful and creative and beautiful, and I think when I get dressed some days, I like to be colorful. Sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wear black today but as long as I dress it with a little something bright, it works, right? So this is what's interesting. So when I get dressed out of my closet, I get dressed based on a mood, a perception. Okay, I feel like blue today. I feel like I could wear blue today. I don't get dressed based off of some cult culture. Now, some of these women, especially this tarot card reader, is probably single, and maybe she's doing this black t-shirt thing because she's trying to prove a point, which, oh, I want to get married someday, so I'm going to wear this because this goes along with what society's doing right now, which is really sick and twisted. And I don't get her, okay? I don't get her. because she's not being true to her authentic self. She's wearing what society thinks is appropriate based on the culture and not on how she feels in the moment. I think that's kind of strange. But then, okay, let's take it to the tarot card readers, and she's not the one as far as the tarot card readings that I'm thinking of, but there are different people on here, and anybody who's giving you loose advice. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it to you. I'm not gonna say, well, take this with a grain of salt and leave what doesn't fit and take what works. No, I'm not gonna say that to you because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to tell you what this is. Now, either religion's not real and God's not real, and we're in some sort of simulated reality which is created by man, and there that's all false. Church is false. Believing in something bigger is false. We don't know. Okay. I mean, that is something that you can take or leave if you want to go by that advice. But anybody who's giving all this crazy advice out there, they are getting their information from TIs. They're getting that from targeted individuals, and they're putting the cards out there, and they're, blowing this advice up to you. And it's based off of targeted individuals' um, personal stories, personal thoughts, personal feelings, personal behaviors, personal experience. Just so you know. Uh, the other things on the menu: dating. Okay, dating men with personality disorders. I think some people might go around wearing their pink. Even little girls will go around wearing their pink in some sort of display. Their mommy and daddy are part of the cult, and they're like, "Hey, you know what? At least you're teaching our kids that one day they're gonna grow up." And I don't know. This is just a thought. Um, and they're gonna be grateful that somebody like you lived and was able to tell this story, so that and there are plenty of other people out there who teach about disordered men who have personality disorders, narcissism, sociopaths, and psychopaths. But what's weird about this is these people are probably not, and I think that the disordered men who are at their computer screens watching us in the comfort of our own home or putting us on the terrorist watch list database and doing all sorts of evil, vindictive, Luciferian, monstrous types of things to us in order to ensure a symbolic flag, it's freedom. Um, they are these little girls or these women, who grow up to be women, to date these people are not going to see it. These dangerous men know this. They know that people are still going to fall into their hands. They know this. Because no matter what kind of information I put out there, how much of it I put out there, no matter what other teacher puts out there, and this is true for myself also. That's why I put this in the notes, in the comment section or the information section, is that we fall victim to this stuff too, because we see it. Like I was saying in the beginning of this, we're coming full circle here. When I watch YouTube, there's a gang stalking video. Let's see what's new. No, it's nothing. It's nothing new. It's false crap, is what it is. Oh, here's a tarot card read. No, that's all. That's not right. That's not it. That's not where you get your information from. I know some people may be well intended, but this is not okay and it's not right. That is not where you should be getting information. And sadly, I have to tell you that. I what I'm not sure what this comment is. I'm not sure what's happening. So back to this. Sadly, there will still be women who will get caught up with personality disordered men. I realize there are personality disordered women out there as well. I've also seen, sadly and unfortunately, female women out there who talk about narcissism, and they are getting this all wrong. They're labeling the victims and the survivors as the perpetrators and allowing the perpetrators to get off free. There are a lot of women out there who do that very thing. And that is unfortunate and dangerous. And I'm not sure what their motive is for doing that. But mine is always to try to help those who need it, and to tell people what's going on out there, because it's a tough world, and what's going on today is pretty sick. So I'm kind of wrapping this up right now, but be careful when you view stuff in YouTube, because right now there's a lot of dis and misinformation. And that is my primary reason for throwing this video up in the air today. It's sad to me that there aren't enough people coming forward and giving you the correct information. Nobody, you have no reason to live. Oh, Chief Handler deletes toothless tweakers. What? I'm this person is bye. This person is getting blocked. People are, what do you do? Put user in timeout. How do you just block someone? You just can't push that button. YouTube is not making this easy on me. Let's see here. Well, let's just do it that way. Okay, we'll let them have comments. Hide user on my channel. Comments they leave will be visible only to them. They can keep that. Whatever they're up to, they can keep that. All right. So those of you who are listening and moving forward, remember, there are probably some good people left. The thing is, people have to stop worrying about protecting an image or a pattern or a flag, and they need to start thinking outside the box. They need to start thinking about the bigger picture, the bigger power. That is why the world is in such a horrific place right now. It is so disappointing. And I guess just try to keep doing the right things, right positive things. Good luck.